research question is, why should climate change be dealt with sooner rather than later? Contrary to popular belief, climate change is coming back and needs to be dealt with immediately. Johannes Laub, the leader of the Institute for Energy and Climate, reports that 4 banned ozone-destroying chlorofluorocarbons have been detected in the atmosphere. Even though climate change is an imminent problem, why should people even care in the first place? The late British Prime Minister, Margaret Thatcher, argues to the United Nations that we know more clearly than ever before that we carry common problems, face common burdens, and must respond with common action, or else we are going to face the consequences. The consequences will start small, food or waterborne illnesses along with air pollution, but soon they will escalate into mass natural disasters and the replacement of the world's oxygen with carbon dioxide. To first understand the issue of climate change, one must examine the scientific standpoint of this issue. Climate change is caused by multiple things. Joseph Romm, a climate expert, explains that scientists have come to understand that forces, natural and man-made, cause most of the changes in our climate and the temperature. Some natural forcings include the intensity of the sunlight or volcanic gases, but a man-made forcing is the overproduction of greenhouse gases. This causes climate change. A peer-reviewed journal said that in 2018, emissions of heat-trapping carbon pollution reached an all-time high. However, skeptics like Ed Heiserot claim that humans are insignificant in the scheme of the Earth. The speed in which the climate is changing overwhelms that of the distant past. Climate change also has major effects on the ethical standpoint. Richard Blanco is a poet whose home was taken away due to urban expansion. This expansion produces greenhouse gases, which is harmful in general, but also harms humanity as individuals. In his poem, Searching for the Gulf Motel, where Blanco recounts on the light of his childhood, but when he comes back, his home is destroyed. He said that, "I want to blame the condos. They are shadows for ruining the beach and my past." Now imagine this on a larger scale, with millions of humans having their homes taken away. This cannot go on. There are some major misconceptions about what climate change really is. For instance, it is often called global warming, and many believe that it's only the warming of the climate that is happening. So in 2014, when North America hit record low temperatures, skeptics thought that the issue of climate change was gone. As you can see here on this graph, this is the normal temperatures where the cold temperatures only reach down to the middle of North America. However, in 2014, you can see where it had reached down, touching into Central America as well. These skeptics were far from correct, as trapping of heat due to increased greenhouse gases caused polar ice to melt. In contrast, the tropics have little ice. Ravi S. Nanjandaya recognized this and recognized the change of the temperature gradient. This caused cold air to move south over North America, causing 2014's heat wave. Since climate change is an imminent disaster, something must be done. James Titus, a member of the United States Environmental Protection Agency, suggests that land developers guide development away from areas where it might conflict with future environmental quality. This would prevent harmful development like mass deforestation, which would in turn let our environment heal from the past. Another solution would be mass collaborative efforts such as recycling and power conservation. In her TED Talk, Jane McGonigal explains that collaboration can have immense positive effects. She used the example of a famine in Lydia that lasted for 18 years, where people survived by eating food one day and playing games the next. So this working together helped people survive a massive famine. So why can't it help us today? But some people might not care enough or even be able to afford some of the ways that they can help. To fix this, simply raising awareness as a group will inform on how to help. If no action is taken now, then humanity is doomed. Here's my images cited and my words.
Okay, a couple of questions for you, Leo. The first one is, how did your research question evolve as you moved through the research process? And did your research go in a different direction than you had originally planned or hypothesized?
Originally, my research question was more on the lines of why collaboration will help humanity in the future. However, I saw a connection with Margaret Thatcher's speech to the UN where she calls for common action so that we can fix the problem of climate change. So I saw that and I recognized an opportunity for a good argument about why climate change needs to be dealt with right now and collaboration as a solution.
And then the second one is, explain the level of certainty that you have about your conclusion, solution, or recommendation.
I feel like my conclusion is pretty certain, even though there can be big differences on how people can raise awareness or try to help. See, with McGonagall's idea of collaboration, there are so many different ways that people can do this. People can switch to solar energy, people can recycle, people can do all these amazing things. They can choose where they buy their certain things, what they burn, like coal, or if they burn just plain old wood or whatever. So I feel like while the conclusion is it's certain, but it could be more certain.